What's going on, everyone? We got to go over ASTER because, as you can see, we are up pretty much 5% in the last 24 hours in ASTER. It has been recovering. A lot of other projects have been trying to recover too. We've had a bit of a recovery here inside of Bitcoin here, but I do believe we might have a pullback coming inside of Bitcoin due to this right here. I mentioned it in my Bitcoin video, so go ahead and watch that. We're not going to go over that again. But what I really do want to talk about is ASTER, because I'm noticing something in ASTER. So we're going to get straight into it. Remember, I'm not a financial advisor. None of this is financial advice. But let's just get straight into the charts. So as you can see, ASTER was going through what we call a rising wedge here. A rising wedge is a bearish pattern. So what happened? You can see as soon as we went in that rising wedge, we started to consolidate here, broke down to the downside out of the rising wedge. But going from the rising wedge, we then entered a bullish expanding triangle out of that rising wedge, which is a bullish pattern. So then right out of our bearish pattern, which was our rising wedge down here, you see then we entered another bullish pattern, which is the bullish expanding triangle, which is what we're already trading in. So you see then we went through this bullish expanding triangle right here, and now we're breaking out to the upside of this bullish expanding triangle, which is actually pretty interesting because not only do we have this bullish expanding triangle, we're trading within a bullish expanding triangle. So then now we should have another uptrend. So it's really like, it's pretty much inevitable that ASTER has a breakout. That's kind of what it's looking like here. But remember, Bitcoin can drag everything down. Bitcoin can drag everything down. You need to get that through your mind. But anyways, if you look over here on Bitcoin, I know I said I wasn't going to talk about it, but the percent hour trending session, the short-term trend, broke past the long-term trend. So we're going to get a pullback, just like we did here when the short-term trend broke far past the long-term trend here. So we're going to end up seeing a pullback coming pretty soon for Bitcoin. And it could be for ASTER too. But see, it's kind of hard to tell because it's just very hard to tell if it's going to happen for ASTER as well. But we're going to see Bitcoin could continue to break out from here too, though. You just got to keep that in mind. And this is the hourly chart on Bitcoin. And then when I look at this, like the long-term trend is staying overbought here, and then the short-term trend is coming down here. So the price could actually continue to increase for Bitcoin. So if this indeed isn't a bull trap for Bitcoin and we break out till here, we could see ASTER pumping too. Now, what happens after Bitcoin gets to like 94K? I don't know. Possible that it could dump after that. But, that's just a problem for another time, right? But for ASTER, I think that's the main thing that matters. Like if Bitcoin does pump towards 94K, what we could see is with ASTER is us breaking out past this level right here, breaking out past $1.25. So I've been talking about $1.50 for the longest with ASTER, right? So we'll see what happens. And guys, you also have to remember it's not altcoin season, and we may never have another altcoin season ever again. And I know you've probably been hearing it. A lot of people are talking about it, so I really don't have to start talking about it because everybody's been talking about it. But let's be honest, the altcoin season that we once known before, it's probably never going to come again, right? I was watching some other videos too that you guys probably seen them, and it does make sense. Like now we have so many different crypto projects that it's kind of hard for us to see all the liquidity being consolidated into the all of these projects. So instead, people put them in the top projects, but there's so many top projects that there's not enough liquidity. So people are putting money in, running up a project, and then they're taking the money out and putting it into something else. Like we just now seen Zcash pump, but the reason why Zcash doesn't continue to go off right now is because like the money's coming out of Zcash and then going into another project. And we're seeing this with a lot of different projects. The money comes out and then it goes into other projects. And if you come over here to the top gainers, you see where the money is going. If you come over here to the top trending, you see where the money is going, right? The money is going into random coins and then it's leaving those said random coins. Like what is Monad? What is Tommy? Like, right? What are these projects? And I know people from this project are going to be mad, but like the project is showing that it just launched this week. Like if it just launched this week, Why does it already have 1.2 billion in volume? Well, I'll tell you why it has 1.2 billion in volume is because the liquidity that was trading inside of Zcash is now flowing in all these other projects because people just ran it up in Zcash, check the liquidity out, put the liquidity inside of something else, run it up over there. And that's pretty much what's happening right now. We're seeing the moving of liquidity. Money went into Rain. Now people are watching this Rain coin. Money went into Monad. Now people are watching that. Right? Money went into Fartcoin, a little bit of it. Now people are watching that. Some of it went into Aster. So, and Caspa's up a lot as well. So as people are taking the liquidity out of these projects, they're going into other projects, which is why we're not going to have altcoin season. We're more than likely never going to see that again. But what we have to do pretty much is wait for Aster to get its turn. Wait for Aster to get its turn for liquidity. Right? It's like the neighborhood. It's like the neighborhood girl on the block. Right? Like everybody's got to wait their turn. Everybody's got to wait their turn. Right? Your turn might not be until like the 10th time. I'm not speaking from experience, but you might have to wait for 10 projects to run. It might not be your turn yet. So you got to look at it like that. It's not Aster's turn yet. And whenever it is Aster's turn and people are focusing on Aster and putting their money in there, taking liquidity out from other areas of the market and putting it in Aster, once that starts happening, then you'll see the pump coming. But a lot of these pumps, they're not going to sustain themselves. You're going to see big pumps coming and then you're going to see them dump. Just kind of like how we just now seen with Zcash. We've seen Zcash pump and then we've seen Zcash literally dump right after it pumped. Like we literally seen that. So like now at this point, we just got to wait and see what happens. Zcash might break out again. But again, a lot of the liquidity has left Zcash and went into other projects. And just to kind of show you guys a little bit of what I mean here, let's go to Zcash and we're going to come over here and we're going to look at the market cap here for Zcash. And we're going to look at it for the last month because we just had a peak in the price. And yeah, imagine that trading at 11 billion in market cap. Zcash went all the way up to 11.9 billion. Now it's trading at 8.2 billion. Now there's a random project called Monad with 1.2 billion in 24-hour trading volume. And you can look at Zcash and we have about 3 billion missing. So we're like, this is where the money's going. Like the liquidity is going all over the place, right? So yeah, we're not going to have any more altcoin seasons. It's just going to be certain sectors, certain projects are going to be pumping. And then they're going to start dumping, and then the money is going to go into other projects and other sectors. So that's probably how it's going to end up happening. And if you also look at the Zcash on the hourly chart, it could take off soon. Actually, it really could. So I would say pay attention to Zcash, but there's no telling if it would have stopped right here at 543 and get rejected. I actually made a video talking about how Zcash might hit 440 soon. So $440 might come soon for Zcash. So just so you guys know that. But anyways, getting back into Aster, like I said, if we don't break out from here soon, then we could see a pullback. Well, we have to wait our turn to get that liquidity push because let's say we start breaking out, we might not actually have the liquidity to break out all the way up to $1.50, and we just might see a little bit of a breakout followed by a little pullback. That's kind of how we've been seeing it. But it's itching to break out. Like we are ready to break out. All it's going to take is some time. So just got to wait for it. So yeah, this is pretty much all I got for you guys today. Just got to wait for this. Likely forming, again, another bullish pattern or falling wedge here. So yeah, you just got to wait. You got to be patient. And yeah, if this is a falling wedge right here, then that means it's another bullish pattern. But we'll see how that plays out because they don't always play out to the upside. But anyways, this is pretty much all I got. Hit the like button, subscribe, all that good stuff. Remember, I'm not a financial advisor. None of this is financial advice. As always, I'll be back with another video.